Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tessie and today we are going to be recreating this style. If you're new to the channel, you're welcome. If you're yet to subscribe, kindly do that and let's get right into the video. So guys, I'm going to be making use of a princess dart bustier for this tutorial. So for the princess dart bustier, I have my shoulder measurement. I came down to the chest line, bust point, under bust, and my waist. So I drafted out my neck measurement. So next thing is the nipple to nipple. So my nipple to nipple divided by 2 is 4. I added half inch to it. On the bust point, I placed 4.5. But on the under bust, I'm going to be inserting 4 inches. And on the half length as well, 4 inches. This will just help give the bust area a good fit. So I'll go ahead now to connect the lines. What I'll be doing next is around that armhole area, I'm going to use my tape to check what I have all around. Then whatever you have divided by 2, I have 10 inches divided by 2 is 5. So from that point, I'm just going to chalk 5 inches. And then from that point, connect it to the bust point line using my curve ruler. So I'll go ahead now to connect. What I'll be doing next is taking the dart. So for the dart intake around the under bust area, for a smaller bust, you could use 1.5, a medium bust 2 inches, and a larger bust 2.5. So for this bust, I'm just going to be sticking with 1.5, and then I'll connect it to the half length. And from the under bust, I'll connect to the bust point line, coming down by half inch. Next thing to do is at this side of the pattern, I'll come in by 1.5. For a larger bust, you could use 2 inches. Then from that point, I'll connect to the bust point line. So go ahead, connect to the bust point line. So guys, we're going to be replacing the dart. So the dart we took at this point, I took 1.5. I'll replace it back here. So you need to do this so when joining your fabric, they will be equal. So I'm just going to connect that line. After connecting my lines together, I'll go ahead now to tick out the areas I'll be taking off. After doing that, I'll be placing my measurement divided by 4, replacing back the dart and adding my sewing allowance as well. So I'll do the same thing at the under bust. I'll place my under bust measurement divided by 4. I'll replace back the dart I took and I'll also be adding 2 inches for my sewing allowance. I'll do the same thing for the waistline. Place my waist measurement divided by 4, replace back the dart and also add 2 inches for my sewing allowance. I'll go ahead now to connect my lines together. After doing that, I'm going to connect my new armhole curve. So guys, I'm also going to be adding that around the bust area. So I'm going to be adding the bust dart. So from that bust point line, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. After coming down by 1 inch, I will be connecting that 1 inch all the way to the bust point. So guys, we are good to go with the front pattern and go ahead now to cut out my pattern. So guys, I'll go ahead now to take out the bust dart and then place it this way. Then I'll use my sellotape to hold it together. So we are good to go. I'll indicate my lines. So guys, we're good to go with the front. We'll be cutting out the back. For the back, I folded my pattern into 2. Then I chalked 1.5 inches. There's going to be zip at the back. Then I indicated this as my zip allowance. So guys, for the back is very low. You can see it on the screen. The back is a very low back. So you can determine how low you want your back to be. For me, I'm just going to be working with the bust point line. I want it to be as low as 11 inches. So you can choose how many inches you want yours to be. It all depends on your preference. So I'm going to be using 11 inches, which is my bust point line. Then I will chalk my half length and then connect the lines together. I will indicate this as my half length and also this as my bust point line. So what I'll be doing next is placing my bust measurement divided by 4. and I'll be adding 2 inches for my sewing allowance. At the waist, I'll place my waist measurement divided by 4 and also add my 2 inches for sewing allowance. I'll go ahead now to connect the lines together. So guys, what I'll be doing next is to eliminate zipper bulge. So I'll come in by 0.75 and then slant all the way up. So from the zip allowance line, I came in by 0.75 and then slanted all the way up. So we are good to go with the back. I'll go ahead now to cut and then notch my zip line. So guys, this is what the front and the back looks like. And I'll be cutting out my fabric using the pattern. So I'll go ahead now to cut. So guys, after cutting out my fabric, I'm going to be cutting out the lining piece as well. So I've gone ahead to cut out the fabric and the lining. So this is what we have, as you can see. So guys, I'm not going to be adding paper stay to it because I'm really not going to wear this. I'm just making this as a tutorial for you guys. But in case you want to wear, you can add your paper stay or check my previous videos on how to add your wording to it. So I'm going to be joining the fabrics together. So I'll place them right side facing each other this way and then place it together. Then stitch using 1/2 inch all the way down here. I'll do the same thing here. I'll place it and stitch using 1/2 inch all the way down here as well. And also for the back dart, I'm going to fold my fabric into two and then take the dart. So guys, I'm going to repeat same process for the lining piece as well. After stitching, I've gone ahead to notch and ironed. This is what it looks like for both the lining and the main fabric. And I've also stitched the back darts for both the lining and the main fabric as well. So what I'll be doing next is cutting out the one hand, that's the mono scrap. So you have to determine where you want to cut out, if it's the right side or the left side. It all depends on your preference. So guys, I'm going to be slanting mine this way. In case you want yours deeper, you can go deeper, but I don't want mine too revealing. But in case you want yours revealing, you can slant the more. So I'm going to be slanting all the way to the armhole. So I'll go ahead now to cut it out. So for this other side of the shoulder, you have to determine how wide you want it to be. So from this point, I'm going to be coming in by 3 inches. That's how wide I want mine to be. So I came in by 3 inches and I'm going to be coming down by like 5 inches. So this point, it all depends on your preference, how you want it to be. Then I'll connect the lines together. I came in by 3 inches and I went down by 5 inches. Then what I'll do is just curve all the way down to this armhole. So guys, I'm just going to curve and blend it in. Mine is not really revealing. I don't want it revealing, but you can go deeper than this. You can curve it deeper than this. So after connecting it to this point, I'm going to be cutting it out. So I'll go ahead now to cut it out. So I came in by 3 inches, I came down by 5 inches and connected the line and then just slanted all the way to this point. So we are good to go. Then I'll be cutting out what I have there. So guys, this is what it looks like. As you can see, this is how mine is. So I'm going to take the lining, place the right side of the fabric on the lining. Make sure you're placing the right side of the fabric on the lining. Then you cut out the exact shape you have for the main fabric. After doing that, this is what it looks like. So I'll place them together this way, place the lining on the main fabric, and then I'm going to be stitching all around, then turning it out. So guys, for the back, I'll place the front and the lining, then stitch and turn it inside out. After doing that, I've closed the zip allowance area for now. I'm going to place them together this way. So guys, you can see on the screen, there is a strap at the back. So my strap is going to be at the dart leg. It's going to be so from the dart leg is going to be placed at the shoulder of the front, and from this dart leg I'll place my strap at the shoulder also. So I'll take my tape now, then I'll place my tape at the shoulder point and chalk out what I have there. So the strap I'm going to be cutting out 10 inches. So for this strap, I'm going to be cutting out 10 inches for this. While for the longer strap, I'm just going to place my tape from the shoulder and check what I have at that leg as well. So from the shoulder, I'm going to be cutting out 13 inches. So 13 inches for this, while 10 inches for this. Hope we understand. So guys, this is the strap. One is longer than one. So the shorter one, I'm going to place it at this dart leg, while the longer one at the other dart leg. So now I need to stitch. So I'm just going to take the front. I'll turn it inside out. Then I'll place the two straps on it. So I'm just going to place it inside. Place the other straps inside as well. Then I'll be stitching using 1/2 inch. Then I'll turn it inside out. After doing that, give it a very good press. Then I'll place the back right side facing each other. Then you must have opened the that leg of the back a bit. Just open it a bit. Then you place these straps inside and you place the other strap inside the that leg. I hope you understand what I mean. So just open it up a bit. I've gone ahead to open mine a bit as you can see. So after opening, I'm going to place it and stitch. So I'm going ahead to stitch. I'm going to shape, and then after shaping, this is what it looks like as you can see. So guys, what I did next was to open up my zip allowance area as you can see after shaping. So next thing to do is to cut out a very long fabric to pleat. So now the length of your fabric for the gathers depend on how long you want your dress to be. This is just an illustration. I'm really not making this as a gown. I'm going to be making mine as a top. So if you want yours as a gown, that's just as shown on the screen, make sure your fabric for the pleat is very long. Then after cutting the fabric for the pleats, go ahead, pleat the fabric to get the waist measurement. I hope you understand. So guys, after pleating, this is it. If you don't want your pleat as full as mine, you could reduce it. What I'll do next is to join the pleated fabric to the top part of the top. I'll stitch and then show us the end result. So guys, this is the end result. If you want this place a bit down, when drafting, just make sure it comes down a bit. Mine is a bit covered. So guys, this is the end result. I don't want to turn my back because there is no zip on this dress. Like I said, I was not going to wear the dress. I just made it for you guys. So guys, this is the back. This is what it looks like. Hope this tutorial was helpful. Just make yours as a dress and trust me, it will come out lovely. Please do not forget to like, comment and subscribe. Bye.